Hi, my name's Amira and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here with a review on the new Benefit Porefessional Pore Minimizing Makeup. So this is the new foundation from Benefit Cosmetics. So if anyone is familiar with Benefit, their brand is very fun and very easy, kind of like cutesy stuff, inbuilt brushes, like it's meant to be very kind of friendly for the girl on the go. So yeah, that's what a bit about the brand. But yeah, they've released this new foundation and I love it. So I just had to do a review for you guys and also a wear test so you can see for yourself. So I was sent the foundations for free, which is why I've included the wear test so you can see for yourself. So it's not just like my biased opinion or anything. I'm going to be reviewing this foundation and also doing a demo and wear test. If you just want to see the demo and wear test, you can skip to this timestamp. But yeah, let's get into the review. So let's talk about the foundation now. It comes in 5 shades currently, so 1 through 5. I have shade number 1 and I wear that when I'm not tan, and then shade number 3 is a pretty good fake tan color for me. The shade range currently is quite small, but I think I heard that they are looking at expanding the range. But yeah, a lot of brands do that. They release a product, see how it goes, and then expand the range further on, just so you can kind of judge and see how it's going to go first. So that's fine for me. Yeah, so it caters to kind of like your standard medium to tan deep skin tones. Hopefully they release like a lighter shade, like a 0.5 or something, because the shade 1 suits me and I'm not quite as fair as I used to be. I kind of have a little bit more color to me now from just being out in the sun a little bit more with my dogs. Even when I'm not tan, like I do just have like a hint of color. So if I was like as white as I normally am, it probably would be a little bit too dark. But yeah, that's just me. I probably would still wear the shade 1 even when I am really fair, just because I do like to give a little hint more color to my skin. I feel like I just look a little bit better. I'm not quite as pasty white. But yeah, if you like that really fair skin look, maybe wait and see if they extend the shade range. Let's talk about the packaging. It is a gorgeous beige and baby pink with the traditional, Porefessional girl in her little, how she's like all blue and stuff, in her little blue jacket. She's on the front of this as well. It has a little lid that comes off and a cute just little pointy bit on top, and then on the other end pops out the little foamy sponge tip kind of applicator, which you can use on the go to blend it out, or even if you like to use that kind of applicator, you could totally use it. It's very soft. My problem is it's just a little bit small because like my face is huge, but if you've got a tiny little face, it should be perfect for you. On the side it has this little press button, so when you hang it upside down you can press and then it will come out. It is a very liquidy consistency, very watery. So yeah, don't like kind of put it, like I usually would put foundation on my finger, but it would just go everywhere. So I usually squirt it onto the back of I just always have like little plastic containers around. So I just squirt some there and then just start to dot it all over my face, blend it in with the sponge. You'll see that in the demo portion later on. This is the kind of product that would also work really well with a brush because it is so liquidy that a sponge will absorb a little bit of the product even if it is damp. I haven't found too many problems using it with my damp sponge, but if that's something that you're kind of wary of, maybe just apply it with a normal brush and it won't absorb as much first. And as I said, yeah, I spread it over my face first so that way it's kind of everywhere, and then you just buff out. If you kind of like dip it in and then start putting it on, I feel like your sponge or brush or whatever will suck up a lot of the product. The foundation is 15 mils, so it is less than a standard foundation, which is 20 to 30 mils. To me, that's not a big deal because I have a huge foundation range, so I don't want my products to go bad. A lot of my foundations will go bad long before I could ever use them up. It is just like a nice everyday kind of foundation, just to kind of put 1, maybe 2 sheer layers on. If you're building it up to be a full coverage, you're going to use a lot of it. You're going to run through it really quickly. So if you do like how flawless it makes your skin look, but you like more coverage, you could always look at mixing it with something like the Cover FX Custom Enhancer custom coverage drops, the ones that add more coverage to your foundation. You could add like a drop of that in with it, and then it would definitely extend how far the foundation goes, but you would still get the really smoothing pore kind of smoothing finish that this foundation gives with just a bit more coverage. Since I've been using it for a week now, I have used it with a few different primers. It is one that adapts well to different primers. So I've used it with more brightening, illuminating primers, and it hasn't had quite as matte of finish. It's been pretty matte when you've applied it, but you know, pretty much half an hour later, you do get like a slight dew to the skin, which is really lovely, especially if you're on the drier side. It may look a bit matte going on, but it will adapt and that primer will come through, which is really nice because for me during winter, I do get quite dry. At the moment, I'm quite oily, so I have used it with the Matte Rescue, and it's matte all day. This is the one that I used in the demo today, and you'll see like it's just flawless all the time, which is amazing. And yeah, if you just kind of want to see how it goes on its own, you can definitely kind of use whatever primer you want. So if you use it and you're like, oh, it's a little bit matte, you can try it with illuminating primer, or you can use it just with like a standard kind of like all over moisturizer primer thing that, you know, just kind of like just adds like a little slip to the skin or something. But yeah, I find that this one adapts really well to different primers without having too much of an issue. It is a pore smoothing foundation, so it does make the skin look very, very smooth. If you have like very, very large pores, you might want to use something like the traditional Porefessional with it, just to kind of fill in those pores first. But for me, with just like average pores, that's not really, like, I don't need to use it. I just used this one today, and it does, you know, kind of smooth the pores a little bit, but it doesn't fill them in because it's more of a gel to mattify the skin, as opposed to the original Porefessional, which kind of like is silicone, so it fills in the pores, like physically fills them in. So yeah, see how you go. For me, I can use any primer and it's going to look awesome, so I'm really pleased with that. So that's definitely a big thumbs up from me. So the pros of this foundation are definitely, 1, cute packaging, 2, packaging is not only cute but functional, so you know, with like your little inbuilt thingy and everything, so good for touch-ups. Number 3, it looks amazing on the skin, very, very smoothing. It makes your skin look just airbrushed. 4, it responds well to different primers, so you can really adapt it for your skin type. And 5, it lasts for me all day and looks beautiful all day. Also photographs really, really well. And then the cons of this foundation would probably be, 1, that it's only 15 mils, so it's gonna run out faster if you find that you like it. 2, the shade range isn't that extensive at the moment, but as I said, you could probably get some mixing drops if you do really like it, but you find that the lighter shade is maybe a little bit too dark, or the darker shade maybe isn't quite deep enough for you. Like most foundations, I do find that the lighter shade doesn't have quite as good a coverage as the darker shade. It just is so annoying, but like every foundation I've tried, because I have a lot of them in 2 different shades, my fair shade and my tan shade, I just notice it all the time. The darker shade just has like a smidge more coverage and just looks a smidge more flawless than the light shade, and that's just because, you know, think of it, common sense. The darker shade's going to have a deeper pigment in it, which is just going to cover the skin a little bit better than the lighter pigment. So yeah, but I mean, I didn't even notice that until, you know, I used the darker shade today. But it's pretty common that most foundations, the really fair shades, don't have quite as much coverage as the deeper shades. But that's that for the review portion, and now we're going to jump into the demo and wear test. I'm going to be using the Benefit Porefessional Matte Rescue today as my primer. I always wear primers, so I think doing a wear test without one is just pointless, because I'm never going to actually do that. So this one, I'm just going to pat it all over. I find this works really well. My foundation usually doesn't change much at all with this primer, so if you are definitely on the oily side, I'd probably look into getting that primer, because it seems to do very, very well. So I'm just going to shake it up and we're going to start putting it on as I would a normal foundation. I shouldn't mind the inbuilt brush just to kind of put it onto my face. just to like spread it around, because if I put it on the back of my hand, I always forget to take it off my hand. I have like a stain on my hand from like, you know, using my hand as a palette, so I don't really like to do that too much. I personally find this applicator is a little bit too small to apply to my face, because I've got a big face, so yeah, if you've got a small face it might not be too bad. But yeah, I'm going to use this sponge. It's a damp sponge, and we're just going to buff it out. It is quite a sheer finish, so that's quite a light coverage so far. If you apply it with a brush, you probably get a bit more coverage, because it is a very liquidy consistency, the foundation. So yeah, there's that. It blends very easily. It looks very undetectable on the skin. One layer, seriously, it's just like your skin but better. Like there's nothing. So you can see how one layer really looks. It just kind of just like smooths and blurs over the skin. I'll leave you zoomed in now and we can add another layer. But yeah, as you can see, I will do one onto my hand, but it is very liquidy. Like it's very, if you put it up, like it will, see it's like running down my hand, because it is a very liquidy consistency. I will actually mix a little bit of number 1 into this. Just because I think that if I build it up, my face might be a little bit dark, because I didn't tan quite as dark as I thought I would. But yeah, it is seriously like, because I'm mixing it on the back of this, it's very liquid. But I wouldn't, being so liquid, I probably wouldn't recommend mixing it on the back of your hand anyway, because it will probably absorb a lot of the product. And yeah, I'm using a damp sponge, so the damp sponge isn't going to suck up as much as, say, like a dry, one of those disposable sponges that you don't wet. But yeah, if you don't like to use a damp sponge, I wouldn't use a dry sponge for this, because yeah, it will just soak it all up. So that's how the second layer looks. It's definitely more of a medium coverage now. It's not like a full to medium coverage. It's definitely like what I would say true medium coverage is. There's still a little bit showing through, but it is very undetectable on the skin. I think it looks very flawless. Like it just looks like your skin is incredible. So it's now 12 o'clock. That's how the makeup looks. It's definitely a matte finish. Plus I've added on quite a lot of highlighter, so yeah, that's how it's looking. It looks very flawless. I'm going to get up right close and personal so you can have a look. It looks really nice. I'm really happy with it. But yeah, we'll wear it for a good 8 or 9 hours, just so you can see how it really lasts throughout the day. May, stop chewing that for 2 secs. Never have the girls in here with me, and then today they're chewing. So yeah, I love how it looks. So yeah, we will check in again later. Hey guys, so it is now just after 4 p.m. or 4:15. So I've been wearing it over 4 hours now, and it looks virtually the exact same. Down here, because I just went out, I did notice that I didn't quite blend it very well just here, so I did kind of like rub it off a little bit just to blend it in. But yeah, like it looks fine now. I don't know, sometimes I just like get out and look in the car mirror and I realize like I've missed a spot. But yeah, like it looks exactly the same. It's still really matte through my T-zone, but it hasn't started to dry or crack anywhere. Yeah, like it's pretty much the exact same. I don't know what else to say. Like you can see for yourself that it looks the same as it did earlier. Well, hopefully that shows up on camera that it looks the same. So yeah, I will check back in again now in another few hours, you know, at the end of the day before I wash it off. So the foundation has been on for 8 hours now, so you can kind of see how it's looking. As I said, like I think it's looking exactly the same as it was earlier in the day. So yeah, you can see I've got my highlight on my cheekbone, but through the center of my face is still very matte, where I haven't put any highlighter other than like just on the tip. So yeah, like I'm very happy with how it's gone. As you can see, it looks really good. Yeah, definitely no complaints from me for this foundation. So if you've tried this foundation, you've got a different skin type, please leave that below for other people to check out. And yeah, don't forget to mention what your skin type is so it was helpful for other people. Yeah, don't forget to thumbs up this video and subscribe to my channel, and we'll see you all next time. Bye guys.